मंगलमय मंगल करण वीतराग विज्ञान नमो ताहि जाते भये अरिहंतादि महान करि मंगल करि हो महा ग्रंथ करन को काज जाते मिले समाज सब पावे निज पद राज। Acharya Kalp, Pandit Pravar Todarmal ji, has written this Moksh Marg Prakashak, and in that we are on to the 8th chapter, the nature of sermons. Okay, so as we all know that the sermons are being preached by Tirthankars, and from Tirthankars, the knowledge passes on to Gandhar. Gandhar is the chief preceptor, and from Gandhar, it goes to acharyas, and from acharyas to acharyas, and in that lineage of monks, it has come to us through scholars. Okay, so this whole chain, the whole tradition is still continuing, and it is going to continue till the end of 5th era. Okay, so we are into the 2600 years into the 5th era, and it is going to last for 21,000 years. And up to 21,000 years, the religion, Jainism, will still be there. Okay. After the end of 5th era, the religion will not be there. Okay. And then the whole 6th era, then again in reverse sequence, again 6th era, both are 21,000 years. And then again 5th era, it will be again 21,000 years. And then in the 4th era, the religion will begin. Okay. So we are fortunate to be born in this human life in the 5th era, although it is not a good time. But still, as far as religion is concerned, as far as our initiation into the path of liberation is concerned, we are still fortunate that we can begin our journey. We can begin our spiritual journey right now. There is no hindrances in that. But having said that, to achieve liberation, it's not possible right now. Okay. But to achieve right belief is quite possible. To achieve 5th stage of spiritual development is quite possible. To achieve 6th and 7th stage and be a monk is quite possible. So these are the possibilities right now. Whether we achieve it or not, or whether somebody has achieved it or not, is again a question mark. As far as we know that we don't see anybody around us right now, but that doesn't mean that it is not there anywhere. Okay, there are many places which we don't have access to, and I do hope that somewhere down the line the monks are there, the true monks. Okay, Bhavlingi Muniraj, the one who has destroyed the 3 levels of passions: Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhyanavaran, and Pratyakhyanavaran passions. Okay, so these 3 levels, devoid of these 3 levels, are the monks. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing the purpose of each exposition, and we began with Pratman Yoga, and we considered that what is the purpose of Pratman Yoga according to a ignorant soul. Okay, today we will see what Pratman Yoga is for a enlightened soul, a right believer. Okay, so if a right believer studies Pratman Yoga, what benefit he gets? Okay, from there we will begin. It's on page number 382. Okay, so Darshit, you only start reading. Okay, to start reading from further, if the jivas having attained. So Subhaji, shall I make you a co-host? You will be able to share the text.
No, Ji, I'm using iPhone. I don't know how to do it in the iPhone.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you can start
Rajeshji,
now. Yeah,
Rajeshji, I can share the text for the benefit of the class, but as I said, I'll be leaving a bit early,
no
quite a
problem.
bit early.
So far you
So,
can share, you said. By the time I
yeah,
think
okay,
Priyanka
sure,
ji or Aditi ji will join.
sure.
So I made you a host, okay?
I'll share it with the other account, yeah, because I can't do it from my screen right now. So just a second, please.
Okay, okay. You have to join from.
Yeah.
So you have joined from laptop or?
No, I've joined from my screen normally, so I can hear you because my PC doesn't allow me to use the microphone and all that. So what I've done now is I've joined to the PC from my desktop so that I can share the my screen.
Okay.
So just a second, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
382.
So
Yeah.
I can start reading now, Jai
Yeah,
Jinendra.
yeah.
Further, if the jivas, having attained the knowledge of tattvas, read or listen to this Pratmanyog, then for them this serves the purpose of examples. For instance, such jiv knew that the jiva soul is an eternal substance, the body, etc., are the external associations. And in mythology, the rebirths, transmigrations of the jivas are described. Those become the examples of that knowledge. And he had learned about Shubh, pious, Ashubh, impious, and Shuddh, pure, passionless upyogs, that is, conduct of the self and their consequences also. In mythology, the proclivity of these upyogs, pious, impious, and pure conduct of the self, and the fruition experienced by the jiv is described. The same serves as an example of that knowledge. Similar is the purpose of other descriptions. Here the meaning of example is that he found similar happenings in the life of some jiv which corroborated his knowledge about such jiv. So this becomes an evidence for such knowledge. For example, a warrior gets highly encouraged in valor by listening to such stories of mythological personages, in which the praise of warriors and censure of coward persons is found. Similarly, a religious person gets highly encouraged in religious practices by listening to such stories of mythological personages in which the praise of religious persons and censure of the wicked persons is found. Thus, one should know the purpose of this Pratman Yoga.
Yes. So you see that for an enlightened soul, he can relate to the stories of great personalities as his own, because he also faces the same kind of situations, and he takes inspiration from those personages who were there in earlier times and who faced such similar situation, and to come out of those situation, what did they do? Okay, so these stories directly relate to them, because both he is also an enlightened soul and the other person whom the description is being done is also an enlightened soul. So as far as the understanding goes, both are at the same level. Okay. Only thing is that he is the experienced holder and he is just began his spiritual journey. Okay. So whatever the acts of those uh, famous personalities are there, that becomes an inspiration for the enlightened soul. Okay. So he is getting a live example of what he already believes and what he already perceives. Okay. So the example given here is of a warrior. A warrior gets highly encouraged in valor. Valor means bravery, by listening to such stories of mythological personages in which the praise of warriors and censor is ninda, of coward persons is found. Okay. Similarly, a religious person, an enlightened soul, gets highly encouraged, inspired in religious practices by listening to such stories of great personalities in which the praise of religious person and censure of the wicked person is found. So for the enlightened soul, it becomes a live example, okay? And he straightway takes the inspiration from these stories and improve upon his understanding, improve upon his strength, improve upon his uh, not understanding, but the attitude, okay? So that approach that he gets from these stories is unbelievable for his own spiritual progress. So this is the purpose of Pratman Yoga for both the ignorant one and the knowledgeable one. Now similarly, we will be also discussing the purpose of Karnan Yoga, and the first description would be about the ignorant being, okay? A normal ignorant being, and then we will discuss about the enlightened soul, okay? So for an ignorant being, what it is, who will read? Subhaji, you can read, no? From the screen. You are muted. Chaitanya Prakash ji, you will read. No, so Darshit ji, you only continue. I think.
Okay, sure.
I can do, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think my Wi-Fi is weak. I think so. That's reason.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can make out your Wi-Fi
I
is
can do
weak.
it now. No problem.
Okay. No problem. Darshit ji, you continue.
I'll read it, Ji.
So you will read? Okay, go ahead. The purpose of Karnan Yoga.
Purpose of Karnan Yoga. The Karnan Yoga, in Karnan Yoga, the jivas are actuated to follow the religion through descriptions of the details of jivas as well as of karmas and structure of the universe, etc. The jivas who active knowledge in religion, they get engaged in religion.
So she is having a genuine internet problem, I think. Darshit ji, you continue.
Sure. The jivas who wish to engage their upyog, active knowledge in religion, they get engaged in religion and become detached from vices by knowing and identifying the details of the jiva's gunasthans, spiritual stages, marganas, quest places, etc., and the details of the various kinds of karmas, their causes, conditions, and fruits in different jivas and hellish heavenly abodes in the universe, the three worlds. And if the upyog gets engrossed in such thoughts, then at once automatically religion, serenity gets evolved, and vision's tendency ends. By its practice, even the attainment of Tattva Gnan, true knowledge and belief of the Tattvas, takes place soon, and he becomes a true believer of Jina's religion by knowing its glory, that such minute and true description is found in Jina's religion only and nowhere else it is found. Should I stop?
No, you continue. This was
Okay.
about the ignorant one. Now we are reading about the knowledgeable one.
Okay. And to such jivas who study this Karnan Yoga, after attaining true knowledge of tattvas, this appears to be the adjectival form of that, tattvagnan. The details and specialities of these jiva, etc., tattvas are found in Karnan Yoga, about which he has learned. Their many details are described in their true Nischay form and many other details in conventional Vyavar form, being attributed to be sorry. Many are of Praman, etc., form relating to the characteristics of Dravya, substance, Kshetra, speciality, Kal, time, and Bhav, qualities, etc. Many other are described with the relativity of instrumental cause and dependence of upyog, etc. Thus various forms of details are described. by believing them precisely in, I think there's a mistake here, in toto, such Jeev engrosses himself in the study of Karnan Yoga. I carry on?
Yeah, carry on. Complete it.
By the study of this anyog, one's tattvagnan becomes pure, faultless. For example, someone was knowing that a particular object is a jewel, but only on knowing the various specialities of that jewel, he becomes a true assayer of the flawless, pure jewel. Similarly, he was knowing the tattvas, that these are jiv, etc., but only on knowing the various details of those tattvas, he acquires faultless knowledge of those tattvas. On acquiring the faultless knowledge of tattvas, one becomes of his own a distinguished, devout person. Further, if he engages his upyog, active knowledge, elsewhere, then passions, etc., are increased, and the non-omniscience upyog does not remain incessantly concentrated or fixed on one particular object. Therefore, the true believer engages his upyog in the study of Karnan Yoga, due to which the knowledge of substances, as seen in omniscience, is evolved. There remains the difference of pratyaksh, direct, and apratyaksh, indirect knowledge only. There is no contrariness in grasping or knowing the tattvas, etc. In this way, one should know the purpose of studying Karnan Yoga. Karana means formulae concerning to mathematical calculations. That book which deals with the Anyog topic is called Karnan Yoga, etiology. In this Anyog, the prominence of mathematical description is found.
Okay. So, basically in Karnan Yoga, the jivas are actuated to follow the religion through descriptions of the details of jiv. So this is first part, details of the jiv. Okay. The second part is details of the karmas. Okay. And the third part is structure of the universe. So there are three parts. Details of the jivs will include Gunasthan and Marganasthan. Okay. And in terms of karmas, details of the karmas will include its causes, its conditions and fruits. And about the structure of the universe, we will discuss about three worlds: upper world, middle world, and lower world. Okay. So the jiva who wish to engage their upyog means active consciousness, okay, in religion, they get engaged in religion, okay, and become detached from vices, okay. So earlier the time they was spending were on vices. Now just because he has engaged himself in religion, okay, so he got detached from vices. It is always this way, that if you get involved in good things in life, the bad things of life automatically goes away. Okay. Because at a particular time, you can engage in one subject only. Either it is good for you or it is bad for you. Okay. So uh, if the Mohaniya karma is dominant, okay, the deluding karma is dominant, then of course you will engage in bad things. And if it is mild, okay, then you will definitely engage in this religious texts. Okay. By knowing and identifying the details of the Jiva's Gunasthan, stages of spiritual development, and Marganasthan, that is quest places, etc., and the details of the various kinds of karmas, their causes, their conditions, so their divisions, subdivisions, their fruits, okay, in different jivas. And the third is hellish, heavenly abodes in the universe, the three worlds, okay. So all these descriptions are part of Karnan Yoga. And if the upyog gets engrossed in such thoughts, okay, then at once automatically religion, serenity gets evolved. Okay. So Karnan Yoga has a very good amount of interest that it generates among the readers that if his upyog, if its active consciousness gets involved in such thoughts, such thinking of Karnan Yoga, automatically religion can evolve. Okay. And vicious tendency ends. Vicious tendency means the sinful activity ends by its practice. Okay. So first, automatically religion, serenity gets evolved. That means that you are indulging in good things only. It means that you are indulging in auspicious activities only. Okay. While you are discarding the inauspicious tendencies. But again, further, it goes further by its practice. Practice means reading it, thinking about it again and again. By its practice, even the attainment of Tattva Gyan, true knowledge, okay, and belief of the Tattvas takes place soon. So this leads to right belief, okay. When you are getting involved in the thoughts of fundamental elements, it automatically leads to decision making, and that decision making brings in the right belief. Okay. So it takes place soon. And he became a true believer. Oh, he becomes a true believer of Jina's religion by knowing its glory, that such minute and true description is found in Jina's religion only, and nowhere else it is found. Okay. So he becomes a true believer, and by knowing the glory, that such minute and true description, because these karmas are so subtle that it is not possible to comprehend through our limited knowledge, sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge. Okay. It's a subject of omniscient knowledge. So we cannot comprehend it directly. But through the scriptures, through the knowledge of the omniscience, we are able to make out the whole of karma universe. There are 8 major types of karmas, plus there are subdivisions, and all put together are 148 subdivisions, and there are further subdivisions of those. All these are such subtle things that it is not possible to comprehend with our limited knowledge. But because of the omniscient knowledge, but because of the scriptures, we are able to make a estimation of those things, okay, just by the description. And true description is found in Jina's religion. So when he reads this karma theory, when he reads about the 3 worlds, okay, automatically he identifies that, oh, what a omniscient being is. Even the minute details are being described by him. Otherwise, how would we have known that I am the soul? And these are my attributes, and these are karmas, and these are 3 worlds, and these are matter substance, and then this is influx, stoppage of influx, bondage, then dissociation of bondage, and then liberation. All these details we are able to know just because of the omniscient being. Okay. And the description given through this 4 exposition. And to such jivas who study the Karnan Yoga. So this was all about a ignorant being, how a ignorant being becomes a knowledgeable person through Karnan Yoga. Now we are discussing the one who has already manifested right belief. What is in for him from this Karnan Yoga? Okay. So there are 3 points. A point. And to such divas who study this Karnan Yoga, after attaining true knowledge of tattvas, this appears to be the adjectival form of that tattva gyan. So he is able to correlate through this Karnan Yoga the knowledge that is acquired through right belief. Okay. So same has been correlated with karma theory and other theories, and the faith that he has developed, okay, that gets further firm. Okay. The belief becomes further firm. That is the advantage. The details and specialities of these jivas, etc. Jivas, etc. means jiv, ajiv, asrav, bandh, samvar, nijara, moksha. Okay, etc. tattvas. So when we say tattvas, it means 7 fundamental elements. And when we say substance, then it means 6 substance. Okay. So here it is written Jeev, etc. tattvas, that means 7, are found in Karnan Yoga, about which he has learnt. Okay. Because he has already manifested right belief. So he knows about the nature of these 7 fundamental elements. And now he is again studying it from the perspective of Karnan Yoga. So his belief becomes further firm. There, many details are described in their true Nischay form and many other details in conventional Vyavhar form being attributed, okay, to be so. Many are of Praman. Praman is comprehensive knowledge, okay. So when we apply Nai, that is viewpoint, okay, it highlights only one aspect of the whole thing. But when we look at Pramana, okay, Praman means comprehensive knowledge. So not a single portion is being highlighted. All the portions are being highlighted is called Praman Gyan, right knowledge, Samyak Gyan, okay. Many are of Praman, etc. form relating to the characteristics of Dravya, okay, relating to the characteristics of fourfold characteristics. What are these? Dravya, Kshetra, Kal, Bhav. Dravya means substance, Kshetra means spatiality, Kal means time, and Bhav means qualities. Okay, so you can look at a substance from different perspective. This is one of the perspective that you look at it from Dravya, Kshetra, Kal, Bhav. The second option is you look at it from the point of view of substance, attributes, and modification. And the third is you look at it from the perspective of Utpad, Vyay, Dhruv. So Utpad is evolution, Vyay is destruction or extinction. These two happens in modification. And the third part is Utpad, Vyay, Dravya. So Dravya is unchangeable. Okay, so the substance remains unchangeable, but the modification keeps on changing. New modification comes up and the older ones gets destroyed, and this goes on. Okay, so from 3 perspective we can look at the particular substance, and when we look at it at overall comprehensive knowledge, it is called Praman, and when we look at one of the parts, then it becomes a Nai, viewpoint, point of view. Okay, so the 2 famous point of views are which are related to spirituality are Nischay Nai and Vyavhar Nai, real point of view and conventional point of view. Okay, many other are described with the relativity of the instrumental cause and dependence of upyog, etc. So instrumental cause is nimit and dependence of upyog, etc. is active consciousness. Okay, dependence of upyog, it could be shubh, ashubh, or shuddh. Okay, thus various forms of details are described. Okay, if you are not able to understand from one perspective, you go to the second. If you don't understand from the second, you go to the third. Okay, so somewhere down the line you catch up the real essence of the substance and the description is complete for you. You can come at a decision after knowing the substance properly by believing them precisely as they are in toto. So toto means totally, okay, totally. By believing them precisely in toto, such jiva engrosses himself in the study of Karnan Yoga. Okay, so this is the first benefit that enlightenment soul who indulges in Karnan Yoga gets. Now the second B part, okay, this next paragraph, and then the C part would be the third paragraph. So there are 3 points. The second one, By the study of this Anuyog, one's Tattva Gyan becomes pure, faultless, firm, further firm. Okay. For example, someone was knowing that a particular object is a jewel, but only on knowing the various specialities of that jewel, he becomes a true assayer of the flawless, pure jewel. Okay. So the example you can make out, you know a particular substance like jewel, okay? But on knowing the various specialities of that jewel, you manifest glory about that particular jewel, okay? He becomes a true assayer of the flawless, pure jewel, okay? Similarly, he was knowing the tattvas that these are jeev, etc. etc. would be again jeev, ajeev, asrav, bandh, samvar, nijara, moksha. But only on knowing the various details of those tattvas, its division, subdivision, he acquires faultless knowledge of those tattvas. Okay. So there are three kinds of faults. Okay. If these three faults if you are able to overcome these three faults, the knowledge becomes the true knowledge. And we have read about these three faults in Jai Dala: Sanshay, doubt, Viparya. Viparya would be perverse, okay? And the last one was Anadyavasai, indecision, whether it is this or that, okay? These are the three blemishes in knowledge. And if you are able to overcome that, then the knowledge becomes the right knowledge, okay? He acquires faultless knowledge of those tattvas. On acquiring the faultless knowledge of tattvas, one becomes of his own a distinguished devout person. Okay. Now the third point. Further, if he engages his upyog, active consciousness, active knowledge elsewhere, then passions, etc. are increased. Okay. So if you engage your active consciousness apart from soul in any of the other subjects, then the passions, etc. Okay. So what would come under passions? Attachments, aversions, okay, alien disposition, then thoughts, okay, all these are part of passions only. Then passions, etc. are increased, okay, and the non-omniscient's upyog does not remain incessantly concentrated or fixed on one particular object, okay. Non-omniscient means the one who has not manifested omniscient knowledge. So the one who is below the 13th stage, that is 1 to 12, is non-omniscient being. From first stage of spiritual development to the 12th stage of spiritual development, he is called Chadmast, non-omniscient, okay. And non-omniscient's upyog, okay, the active consciousness does not remain incessantly, non-stop, concentrated or fixed on one particular object, okay. It doesn't know, it keeps on changing from one object to another object, okay. Therefore, the true believer engages his upyog in the study of Karnani Yoga, because if he engages his upyog in other non-self substances, then he will manifest passions, okay. So uh, okay, does not remain incessantly concentrated on or fixed on one particular object. Therefore, the true believer engages his upyog in the study of Karnani Yoga, due to which the knowledge of substance as seen in omniscience is evolved. Okay. All the description in Karnani Yoga is as per omniscience knowledge. Okay. So when he engages his upyog in the study of this Karnani Yoga, which is a study about technical matters. Okay. Particularly those people who have a scientific background, they get so much interested. And I've known many people, such people, that who dedicated his whole life after Karnan Yoga, whole life after Karnan Yoga, because there are so many things to research about it. Okay, there are so many big scriptures that you go on understanding, and still you are not able to master it. Such is the vast expanse of Karnan Yoga. Okay, so due to this study, the knowledge of substance as seen in omniscience is evolved. Okay, so we are not having omniscience knowledge, but through the scriptures, we are able to understand the substance as seen from an omniscient being. Okay, there remains the difference of pratyaksh, direct knowledge, and apratyaksh, indirect knowledge only. Okay, so the omniscient knows it directly through his knowledge, and we know it indirectly through our mati shrut gyan with the help of these scriptures. Okay, there is no contrariness in grasping or knowing the tattvas, etc. Okay, so these are the three advantages that a person with right belief, if he studies Karnan Yoga, then this much benefit he gets. In this way, one should know the purpose of studying Karnan Yoga. Okay, Karan means formula concerning to mathematical calculations. So in Hindi, Karan means Ganit. Okay, so Karan means Ganit. So Karan means formula, sutra, concerning to mathematical calculation. That book which deals with this Anuyog topic is called Karnanuyog. And this description in the bracket about etiology is somehow not very relevant to Karnanuyog, okay, because it's only a discussion of causes, whereas Karnanuyog have other things in it. In this Anuyog, the prominence of mathematical description is found. Okay, so this was all about Karnanuyog. Now the third one, the purpose of Charnanuyog. Okay, and Priyanka ji, you read.
The purpose of Charunanuyog. Now the purpose of Charunanuyog ethics is being described. In Charunanuyog, the jivas are actuated to follow the religious practices by explaining the different means of observing religion. The jivas who do not know as to what is beneficial and what is harmful for them and remain engrossed
In sinful acts like
give up vicious acts and adopt religious practices. Knowing this, those who are inclined towards religious practices, they engage themselves in such religious practices, which they can follow after listening to the details, rituals of householders and monks, religious rituals, that is, duties. By such practice, by such practices, passions become feeble, and consequently, so much is achieved that they do not suffer from miseries in bad states of existence, but obtain happiness in good states of existence. And by observance of such practices, the instrumentality of Jina's faith or religion is maintained, and in such state, if the attainment of Tattva Gyan be destined, then it gets evolved. And those jivas who practice Charuna Niyog after attaining the knowledge of tattvas, to them all these observances appear to be in accordance with their passionless dispositions, or vitrag bhavs. On evolution of partial and complete passionlessness, such sort of householder state and monk's state, respectively, is attained, because the instrumental cause and effect relationship is found in these observances. Knowing this and identifying the characteristics of the householders and monks' religions or duties, they indulge in such suitable practices as is warranted by the degree of passionlessness evolved in them. There, whatever degree of passionlessness or vitrakta is evolved in them, they know it to be beneficial, and whatever degree of passions or rag persists, they know it to be worthless and believe total passionlessness to be the supreme religion. Such is the purpose of Charunani Yoga or ethics.
Thank you. So, if I make you a co-host, you will be able to share the scripture, Priyanka ji.
Yes, sir.
Shall I make you a co-host?
Um, sure, sir.
Okay, this number only, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
To share the screen, sir.
Yeah, you have to share the screen because Darshit ji will leave. He has got to attend some meeting.
Okay. Sure, sir. Please make me the co-host.
Okay, I made
will
you a
be.
co-host. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sir.
So we will discuss the purpose of Charnan Yoga. So for the ignorant being, what it brings, the Charnan Yoga. 1 minute. Yeah. In Charnan Yoga, the jivas are actuated to follow the religious practices by explaining the different means of observing religion. Okay. So we have two broad classification. One is the religious practice of a householder, and the other one is about the monks. Okay. The jivas who do not know as to what is beneficial and what is harmful for them and remain engrossed in sinful act, like injury. Injury means violence, etc. So violence, falsehood, theft, adultery, and possessions. Okay. These are the 5 sins. Okay. So sinful acts like all these are discoursed in such a way that they give up vicious acts. Okay. They give up inauspicious acts and adopt religious practices. Okay. So through the medium of the rituals, through the medium of the activities of mind, speech, and body, okay, they are encouraged to give up the inauspicious acts and adopt religious practices. Knowing this, those who are inclined towards religious practices, they engage themselves in such religious practices which they can follow after listening to the details of householders and monks' religious rituals. You must have observed that by and large, people generally get very much impressed by somebody's conduct, So you must have heard that if good monks come into a particular town, okay, so many people gets initiated into monkhood, okay. So all those way people were had there in their mind that they want to become monk, but they never got a chance. And the moment they get a chance, they jump onto it, okay. And so many people who were not into religion at all, they also get interested through this kind of monks. Okay. So Charnan Yoga is, I feel the Charnan Yoga is just like a nectar, because there is nothing you have to understand. You have to just start applying. Just start adapting the rituals. Okay. Now, if I say that don't eat food at night, okay, and you obey it, so straightway you are getting the fruits of that act, immediately. You are being saved from indulging in sinful activities straightway, just by listening. You don't have to do anything, just follow it what I'm saying. Okay. So similarly, everywhere, Dravya Niyog, you have to understand, then you have to contemplate, and then you have to arrive at a conclusion, decision, then only you can apply. Okay. Karna Niyog also is very, you have to understand, then you have to go into the details, okay, then contemplate, and then you are able to correlate it with what you are understanding. Okay. Pratman Yoga also is inspiring, okay, but still you have to have that strength in you to follow the the best practices that the famous personages had in their life. But in Charnan Yoga, straight way, you just obey and you immediately start getting fruits of it. Okay. Your purity goes up immediately. Okay. So Charnan Yoga is the icebreaker, I would say. Among the 4 exposition, Charnan Yoga is the icebreaker. It tells us what are the best practices that we should follow and what we should avoid. Okay. So straight way, you are being elevated to a higher level just by following the instructions. Okay. And when you follow those instructions, automatically the eligibility of understanding the Dravyanu Yoga also goes up. You know, Srimad ji said that Patra vina na rahe Atvik Gyan. Okay. So if it's a 2 crore diamond, the packing also should be very costly. Nobody will give you a 2 crore diamond in a polythene bag. Okay. So if the diamond is so costly, valuable, then the packing will also be valuable. Similarly, you are going to become a god. Okay. So how should be your mind, speech, and body activity? It will be of also high standard. You will not indulge in small, unimportant activities, you know, which are in the first place not being appreciated in the universe. Okay. So this is like that. By such practices, passions become feeble. You see, the passion becomes feeble. And consequently, only your approach makes the passion feeble, weak, and consequently, so much is achieved that they do not suffer from miseries in bad states of existence, but obtain happiness in good states of existence. And by observance of such practices, the instrumentality of Jina's faith. Okay. So this, your observance of such practices becomes an instrumental cause in Jina's faith, religion is maintained. And in such state, if the attainment of Tattva Gyan be destined, then it gets involved, then it gets evolved. Okay. So you are making an attempt, okay, by just following the observances, following the rules laid down in the scriptures, you are elevating yourself to a level where the attainment of the right knowledge is becomes very easy. If it is destined, it will get evolved definitely, because you have done the necessary thing to get that eligibility. Okay. So as we say in job market, if you want to get to a certain position in the business or in a company, you have to have that qualification. So Charnan Yoga is the qualification by which you can attain what we desire in Dravyan Yoga. So Dravyan Yoga and Charnan Yoga, they both complement each other. If you go deep into Charnan Yoga, you get yourself into Dravyan Yoga. And if you understand Dravyan Yoga properly, the Charnan Yoga automatically evolves. Okay. So it is like 2 sides of one coin. Okay. On one side is Dravyan Yoga and other side is Charnan Yoga. Okay. And Karnan Yoga is just I would say it's just a reflection of your understanding supported by the karmas and other theories. And Pratman Yoga is an example. Okay. So in practical life, you have to be taking care of 2 exposition, the Charnan Yoga and Dravyan Yoga. Charnan Yoga will lead you to the right practices, right behavior, and Dravyan Yoga will help you to achieve the right knowledge, okay, right belief. Now, what it is for the Jnani who has already manifested right belief, who is an enlightened soul, okay? So for him, what Charnan Yoga helps. And those jiva who practice Charanan Yoga after attaining the knowledge of tattvas, that means he is already a right believer, because the 7 fundamentals he is very clear about. He is practicing science of discrimination, and that's how he became a right believer. Okay. So if we practice Charanan Yoga, to them all these observances appear to be in accordance with their passionless disposition. Okay. So all these observances appear to be in accordance with their passionless disposition. Okay. So there are 3 things. One is the internal purity that you have developed. The second is the auspicious sentiments that it goes along with the level of the passionless that you have developed. And the third part is the mind, speech, and body activity. Okay. So this and this has got cause and effect relationship. And these again has cause and effect relationship. Okay. So with one thing, you get to the other one, and through other one you get to the third one. All 3 goes on simultaneously. If you have attained the purity of, by eliminating the 2 degree of passions, 2 levels of passion, the anantanubandhi and apratyakhan, automatically your auspicious sentiments would be of that kind which are conducive to follow the 12 small woes, or the 11 stages of renunciation, 11 pratimas. Okay, automatically. So this is the cause and effect relationship. Okay, all these observances appear to be in accordance with their passionless disposition, vitrag bhavs, equanimity, detachment. Okay, all these are means the same, vitrag bhav. On evolution of partial and complete passionlessness, okay, such sort of householder state and monk's state respectively is attained. Respectively here means on evolution of partial passionlessness, householder state, okay, and on evolution of complete passionless, monk state respectively is attained, and because the instrumental cause and effect nemitic relationship is found in these observances. Okay. Knowing this and identifying the characteristics of the householders and monks' religion duties, they indulge in such suitable religious practices as is warranted by the degree of passionlessness evolved in them. Okay. So automatically they indulge in such religious practices by as warranted by the degree of passionless. Degree of passionless means the level of passionless. Just now we discussed Anantanubandhi and Apratyakhan has gone, then he will have automatically the small woes in his life, the 11 pratimas in his life, automatically. Okay. So we feel that becoming a monk is so hard, you have to go to the jungle, and then once only you get food, and there are animals in the jungle, they might come and eat you, all this blah, blah, blah. Okay. But it is not so, because we are not the doer of those activities. Those activities are a result of the purity that we have developed. Okay. And conducive to the conducive to that purity that we have developed, by getting rid of the levels of passion, automatically such mind, speech, and body activity follows. Okay. So there is nothing difficult. You just get hold of one thing, and that is your internal purity. That is the manifestation of passionlessness state. You keep on practicing discriminative knowledge again and again and again, and your purity goes on increasing. And as your purity goes on increasing, your thought process, the auspicious sentiments, automatically gets of that level. Okay. And because of this cause, the effect comes into your mind, speech, and body. Okay. automatically these woes are being observed. You don't have to get into any kind of tension that, oh, what should I do? What's no? The thought only doesn't come that what should I do? It's all so nicely structured. It's such a smooth journey that never you will have any doubts or any kinds of worries in this path. Okay. In fact, this path begins with the knowledge of these fundamental elements, and through these fundamental elements, the first thing that takes place, you get rid of the first level of passion, Anantanubandhi Kashai. Okay. So along with delusion, the Anantanubandhi Kashai goes off, the first level. Okay. And that's how you begin the journey of right belief. And then as you go on practicing more and more, the second level goes off, and automatically the Vrat and Pratima comes in your life. And then you further go on practicing discriminative knowledge. The third level goes off and you automatically become a monk. Okay. So everything is so structured and smooth that nowhere you have to think of anything else apart from understanding yourself, experiencing yourself, and engrossed in yourself. Bas, nothing. Samjha or sama jao. Samjho or sama jao. Understand and get engrossed in the self. That's all. This is the path of liberation in one sentence. Understand and get engrossed. Okay. Everything else happens automatically. Okay. Knowing this and identifying the characteristics of the householder and monks' religious duty, they indulge in such suitable religious practices as is warranted by the degree of passionlessness evolved in them. So it is because of the passionless evolved in them, outer activities are all structured as warranted.
Sir,
Then, whatever degree of passionlessness Vitrakta is evolved in them, they know it to be beneficial, and whatever degree of passion persists, remains left over, they know it to be worthless and believe total passionlessness to be the supreme religion. Okay. So the day they manifested right belief, they knew that whatever purity has evolved is only my life. Whatever passions left is my homework. Okay. And that homework, what is that homework? Priyanka ji, can you describe? On one side, they have developed a level of purity. Okay.
Yeah.
And whatever attachments are remaining, okay, whatever attachment persists, that is their homework. Okay. That is their homework, means how they get rid of those things.
Just like with the discriminative knowledge.
Yes. They
That,
keep on practicing discriminative knowledge, and here the purity goes up and the attachment level comes down. Okay. So it is inversely proportional. The more the purity, the less the attachment. The less the attachment, the more the purity. Okay. So it is inversely proportional, and it is so spontaneous that you don't have to think anything. Automatically happens. And you are not a doer in the first place. So you are just an observer, and things happen from the 4th stage of spiritual development to the 14th stage of spiritual development. The journey continues, but you are not the doer in any of the stages. You are only an observer. Okay. And you thoroughly enjoy the whole spiritual journey, and the end result is that you will get liberated. It's so easy. They know it to be worthless and believe total passionlessness. So their vision is to manifest total passionlessness. That is their objective, to be the supreme religion. Such is the purpose of Charna New York. Okay. So you always remember these 3 combinations: the purity, along with that, the kind of auspicious sentiments, and because of the instrumental cause of this, the mind, speech, and body activities automatically transform. Okay. So now it becomes very easy. You have to take care of this, and this too will automatically happen. Okay. Now we move on to the last one, the purpose of Dravyanuyog.
Sir, can you please make me the co-host again? I joined through my laptop now.
Okay, no problem. 1 minute. Huh?
And so which page of Mokshma Prakashak?
Yeah, 385. We are on to 385.
Okay,
So
sir.
Rajeshji, now you have to read the purpose of Dravyanyog. Have you taken a printout of this?
No, sir, I didn't take it out today. Tomorrow it should come because my office staff boy didn't come today. So
Oh,
I will do it
you
tomorrow.
get it done from your office, right?
I
Yeah.
will do it. I will do it, Ji.
You will read?
Yeah.
So your now internet is
Maybe
okay?
one, just
Nick
one.
is working for it. Is working. Ji.
Okay, okay. So let Rajeshji read first, and
Okay.
then in the next.
No problem. Right, yeah.
No, today the net is very bad in Chennai, sir. We have not been able to connect to anything. Our phones
Okay.
are very bad today.
Okay, okay, okay. So let Subhaji read. Okay.
Yeah.
Subhaji, you are also based in Chennai, right?
Yeah, I'm in Chennai,
Oh,
Ji.
that's why you are were having a problem. So she is also having a problem, and
Yeah.
let's see how it goes with you.
Yeah. Purpose of Dravyan Yoga metaphysics. Now the purpose of Dravyan Yoga metaphysics is being described. In Dravyan Yoga, the jivas are actuated to follow the religion by describing the substances and the tattvas, essential principles. The jivas who do not know and identify the jiva, soul, etc., substances, and the tattvas and do not know the self, non self to be different entities, are discoursed through reasoning, examples, logic, and through pramana, comprehensive viewpoint, and nayas, partial viewpoint, etc., in such a way that they are able to grasp the true nature of tattvas, etc., and develop right faith in them. By its regular study, the eternal ignorance is removed. When the tattvas, etc., fancied or fabricated by the other non Jaina faiths appear to be false, then the belief of Jaina's faith gets evolved, and if one makes efforts for identifying their true nature, then he may attain right belief in tattvas very soon. Further, if such jivas who have attained tattva jnana regularly study Dravyani Yoga, then all those descriptions appear to them to be according to their belief. For example, someone has acquired some skill, but if he continues to practice it, then it remains in his memory. If he does not practice it, he forgets it. Similarly, after one has attained Tattva Jnana, if he continues to study Dravyani Yoga, deals with it, then that Tattva Jnana persists. If he does not do so, he forgets it. Or the Tattva Jnana, which was attained in brief form, it becomes clear or lucid through different logic, reasoning, examples, etc. Then there can be no laxity in it. Moreover, due to lessening of passions, raga, etc., by these sort of practice and study, the moksha, liberation, is attained soon. In this way, one should know the purpose of Dravyani Yoga metaphysics.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So the purpose of Dravyani Yoga. So what makes Dravyani Yoga? What are the components of Dravyani Yoga? Basically, we discuss about 6 substances, the 7 fundamental elements, and the science of discrimination. These is the subject of Dravyani Yoga. So anytime when we are connecting to the soul, anytime we are discussing the science of discrimination, it should be Dravyani Yoga only and no other exposition. Okay. Now the purpose of Dravyani Yoga is being described. In Dravyani Yoga, the jivas are actuated to follow the religion by describing the substances and the tattvas essential principles, the essential elements, 7 fundamental elements. Okay. The jivas who do not know and identify the jiva, soul, etc., substances and the tattvas, and do not know the self, non-self to be different entities. Okay. So to know self and non-self to be separate, different entities, you have to practice discriminative knowledge. Okay. So when it says jiva, etc., substances, that means 6 substances. And when it says jiva, etc., tattvas, then it means 7 fundamental elements. Okay. So where it is being used in the sense of elements, and where it is being used in the sense of substance, that you have to make out. Okay. So here in this 4th line, the jivas who do not know and identify the jiva, etc., substances. So that means 6 substances: soul, matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, time, space. Okay. So these are the 6 substances. And the tattvas. Tattvas means 7 fundamental elements: jeev, ajeev, influx, bondage, stoppage, dissociation, liberation. Okay. And do not know the self, non-self to be different entities. Okay. They just don't know, but it is already different. Even they, because of their ignorance, they consider us one, but it does not become one. It always remain different entities. Okay. Each is independent of other. Are discoursed through reasoning, okay, logics, examples, logic, and through praman. Praman is comprehensive knowledge. And nayas is viewpoints, okay, partial viewpoints, etc., in such a way that they are able to grasp the true nature of tattvas, etc., and develop right faith in them. By its regular study, the eternal ignorance is removed. Eternal ignorance, the ignorance from time immemorial. Okay, it gets so fastly removed. Oh, you got the chart? No, this is something else, I suppose. Okay.
Sorry, sir, 1 minute. Yeah, I accidentally.
No problem, no problem. You take your time. I'm just continuing.
Here. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when the tattvas, etc., fancied or fabricated by the other non-jiva faiths appear to be false, okay, then the belief of Jina's faith gets evolved. Okay. So by studying this kind, the external ignorance is removed and the right belief also gets evolved. And if one makes efforts for identifying their true nature, then he may attain right belief in tattvas very soon. Okay. So this was all about the ignorant being who has not developed right belief. Now we are talking about the enlightened soul who has manifested right belief. Further, if such jivas means the one who has got the right belief, who have attained tattva gyan, regularly study dravyan yoga, then all those descriptions appear to them to be according to their belief. They have to just tally it. Okay. They already have the right belief and they know the practice of science of discrimination. Okay. So all the descriptions that are in Dravya, whether it is about the 6 substances or it is about the 7 fundamental elements, okay, all appear to them to be according to their belief. For example, someone has acquired some skill, but if he continues to practice it, then it remains in his memory. Okay. If he does not practice it, he forgets it. Similarly, after one has attained Tattva Gyan, if he continues to study Dravyani Yoga, which deals with it, then that Tattva Gyan persists. It continues. It becomes more sharp. Now you are able to practice science of discrimination in a few seconds. Okay. So as you study more, as you practice more, the knowledge becomes sharper and sharper. And the benefit is that you are able to connect to yourself, the soul, very fast. Come what may situations, whatever the adverse situations are there in your life, but still you will be able to do to practice the science of discrimination because of your practice. Okay. So just like in a drama, they first do rehearsals and then they do the live drama. Okay. So here also in our life, day-to-day life, the rise of karma or adverse situations, okay, it's the drama. And the practice that we have done with the science of discrimination, that is going to come in handy in those crunch situation where you feel that everything is lost and suddenly you see the whole picture turning upside down and you feel that, oh, this is the biggest opportunity. I am most the luckiest one. There is no problem at all. Okay. So this is the kind of approach, this is the kind of result you get when you indulge in study of Dravyan Yoga, because it gives immediately happiness. Okay. The moment you connect to yourself, the happiness begins. The anxiety goes away. Okay. Similarly, after one has attained Tattva Gyan, if he continues to study Dravyan Yoga, which deals with it, then that Tattva Gyan persists. If he does not do so, he forgets it. Or the Tattva Gyan which was attained in brief form, okay, it becomes clear or lucid, more clarity. You are now very much sure what you are understanding, okay, through different logic, reasoning, okay, examples, etc. Then there can be no laxity in it. Laxity means shithilta. Okay. Laxity means you are not following the observances that you are required to do. Okay. So why you are not doing that? Because you have lost the plot, why I was doing this activity in the first place. You have forgotten it. Because that activity was there to help you out in practicing the science of discrimination. Okay. That was conducive to practice science of discrimination. Okay. So when you lose the purpose, the laxity sets in. Okay. So you have to be alert. Saudhani hati, durgatna gati. Okay. So you have to be aware all the time to continue to progress. And this is such a path that we are moving against the flow. So we have to be more alert. We have to be always in that environment so that we motivate each other, and then the path becomes so easy. Okay. It becomes so easy. Now today we have class, we have all joined in. Okay. And we are studying together. Now, if today the class was not there, what would you have been doing? Just ask yourself and you only answer. I don't want any answer, but you just only think. Okay. So if you are engaging in this kind of studies, it is the best thing that you can do to yourself. Okay. And this understanding will come in handy when there are crunch situation in your life, when there are adverse situation in your life, and you will come out winner. Okay. Very easily, spontaneously, without any effort. Okay. Because everything has been structured in your knowledge. If this happens, then this is this and this. And you have already studied the Krambat Paryay, one of the best principles, to make you happy. Moreover, due to lessening of passions, okay, so as you practice science of discrimination, the passions, the attachments gets on lessening, reducing, etc. by this sort of practice and study. Okay. So you keep on practicing the science of discrimination. You keep on studying about the fundamental elements. You keep on studying about the substances, and the moksha, liberation, is attained soon. In this way, one should know the purpose of Dravyan Yoga, metaphysics. Okay, so we finished the purpose of all the 4 expositions. Because unless and until we don't know the purpose, we will not be interested in studying it further. Okay, so we have discussed the purpose, that what it is for an ignorant one, what it is for a knowledgeable one, okay? And we can connect whichever situation we are in, and be clear about the purpose of understanding this 4 exposition. Now will be the main description about the methodology of exposition in Pratmanu Yoga. Okay. So again, one by one on yoga, we will follow the same sequence, the methodology of exposition in Anuyogs. Okay. So that methodology is very important, because unless and until we don't understand the methodology, we will not be able to make out the real meaning of the scriptures. Okay. So it is very important what kind of statements are made in each kind of exposition. And based on that, our understanding will improve. We'll continue next week. Our time is over. If you have any questions, I can take up very quickly. If you have any doubts, otherwise we are good to end this class.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. You
Yeah.
just said that we are not the doers. We are only the seers. We are only
Observe,
the
yeah.
knowers.
Yeah.
So now you say that we have to read books, we have to do this thing. So I'm really confused, sir. When you say you are not the doer, then why do we study if everything is going to happen as it is? Then we can leave everything. I'm really confused. I'm so sorry, but
Okay.
it's
So
not coming
this
to
is
my brain.
a very important question, and we are although in the 5th sem, but we have covered all these time and again while explaining you the 8 nays, Nischay nahi and Vyavhar nahi. Okay. So we have 2 types of viewpoints, real point of view and conventional point of view. So the Jinwani, 99% of the statements are from conventional point of view. Among the 4 expositions, Pratman Yoga, Charnan Yoga, and Karnan Yoga, all 3 uses maximum statements from conventional point of view. Only Dravyan Yoga is one which is full of real point of view. Okay. So when we say that we have to study, we have to contemplate, and we have to arrive at a conclusion or decision, we are talking from conventional statement. Okay. Conventional point of view. And when we say we don't have to do anything, that is the real point of view. Okay. So the statement keeps on changing. Okay. Why it keeps on changing? Because we want to arrive at the real point of view, but it cannot be directly comprehended. So we take the support of the conventional point of view. I'll give you an example. If you want to cross the river, you have to take a boat. Okay. So now you have boarded the boat, you are going to the other side. Now you have reached the other side. Now you have to leave the boat to reach the destination. Okay. So you will say that this boat has brought me here from there. How can I leave him? How can I leave that boat? But no, if you don't leave the boat, you will still be in the boat. You will not reach the destination. Okay. Similarly, conventional statements are used every now and then to get to the real point of view. Because in real point of view, there is nothing to do. You are an observer, but accept. Acceptance is the only effort that you have to make. Because we are already structured in that way. Even we have gone to one sense being, we went to hell. Okay. Not a single attribute of ours got lost. We are fully secured. Okay. जो निगोद में वही मुझ में वही मोक्ष मंजार. Okay. The number of attributes that we possess when we were one sensed being, nigod, the same number of attributes are here right now. Okay. And the same number will remain when we get liberated. So soul.
But sir, we have to put the effort, no, sir?
Yes.
The effort, without the effort, so we are doing something.
So what is the
how
effort?
Can we say we are not the doer?
What is the effort in real
Purshat,
sense? Now you tell me.
Purshat, that is the
Sacha
effort
Purshat
that
kya
we
hai?
are doing. Sacha Purshat is that we are trying to go into and understand something. So we are doing something. It's not that we are not doing. That is only what I want to understand. We are doing something. The Purshat is doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming to your point. So why it is doing about the doing something, because the soul itself is complete in itself. Okay, it does not need any explanation. But we don't consider it complete in itself. We don't consider ourselves to be soul just because of delusion. Now, to eradicate that delusion, okay, we need to study, we need to contemplate, and we need to arrive at a conclusion. What conclusion? That I am the soul. And when I say I am the soul, I am an observer. This talking and all doing is all part of mind, speech, and body. It is not the soul that is doing. Soul is just an observer. By default is an observer. Okay. So there you need not explain anything. Okay. So whatever we have to do is to see the other associations that are with the soul, like the body, okay, the speech. Now I'm explaining you. Okay. So I am explaining you is the statement that I have made. But in reality, I'm not explaining you. The bhasha vargana, speech, is a matter substance. It is transforming on its own. The soul cannot transform the matter substance because each is an independent entity. Okay. So in real terms, there is nothing to explain. Okay. But since we are ignorant, we have delusion with us. To eradicate the delusion, and when that delusion goes away, you are not a doer of anything. Even not the study, even not the contemplation, and even not the decision making. Okay. Only you become a doer up to where the ignorance persists. The moment ignorance goes, you are devoid of doing anything. You are only an observer. That is your true nature. But since we are not able to understand that our true nature, so much of explanation is required. So much of conventional statements are being said. Okay. So when the substance is indivisible, it is real point of view. And when we divide, that substance has got substance, attributes, and modification. And in terms of attributes, there are infinite attributes. All these explanations are conventional statement. The real statement is soul is indivisible. Okay. So you are not understanding. So I have to divide it and say that you possess these qualities. You are such a great personality. I have to glorify your own nature for you to look attractive. And then you say, oh, I am this. And you say the moment I am this, you believe that I am this, the moment you cease to be a doer. You are only an observer. From just now we discussed that from 4th stage to 14th stage, the spiritual journey will go on, but we are not doer. The moment we reach the 4th stage, Samyak Darshan, right belief, then we cease to be a doer. And until and unless we manifest this right belief, we are doer. Because we don't believe ourselves to be an observer. Although we don't believe that we are observer, but we have not become the doer. We are still an observer only. Only the wrong belief has to change to right belief. That's all. Okay. So there will be statement from conventional point of view. There will be statements from real point of view. There will be statement from Charnan Yoga. There will be statement from Dravyan Yoga. You have to identify. Charnan Yoga will say don't eat uneatables. Eat only Shuddh Bhojan. And Dravyan Yoga says that soul does not eat food. So it is contradictory. But that's why if you understand the methodology of each exposition, you will take it in the right sense. And when you take in the right sense, you will develop a kind of balance. Okay. And that is the ultimate objective of reading this 4 exposition. There should be a balance in your life. Okay. As we see that there should be a balance in relationship, there should be a balance in business. You have to manage so many things simultaneously. If you are able to strike a right balance, you enjoy your life. And if it is disbalanced, then either you are more inclined to one thing and you will lose out on the other thing, or you lose out on one thing and you are more inclined to other thing. So this goes on. So the ultimate, by the end of 5 years, okay, 5 years is a long period I'm saying. but we are already into the third year now. Okay, we have begun this fifth sem. So by the end of third sem, I think everything fundamentals will be in place. You will be in a position to understand yourself, where you stand, what are your rights, what are your duties, what are your functions, and what it appeared earlier. You will be able to make the difference. Okay. So just one more sem and you will be clear of all the fundamentals. Now we have not read the nice. We have only read the descriptions in Vitrag Vigyan 3. Okay. Now one full subject about the nine. Nischay nahi and Vyavhar nahi, they are subdivisions, 4 Vyavhar nahi and 4 Nischay nahi. Everything will be a part of our syllabus in the next sem, 6th sem. Then it will be more clear. Although I have taught you one day about the 8 nays through that chart. If you refer to that chart again and again, you will still understand. Okay. Try once over the weekend. You read the chart once again. If you don't have it, I will share it again in the class. You just go through it. You will understand everything. Okay.
No. Thank you, sir.
Still the doubt persists, you are always welcome to call me personally. We can discuss at length. Okay. Now, Priyanka ji, sorry to keep you waiting, but the discussion has to come to an end, right?
Sorry, no worries. Sir, I just wanted to know, like we read about the 4 expositions.
Yes.
I just like very practically, sir, like if suppose I want to stop overthinking about something that happened at work or something that happened otherwise in family, maybe.
Right.
Which exposition do you think helps you the most? And like, what would you advise? Because I just want to use one of the expositions and start thinking like, okay, this is the way, so that can give me a bit more peace.
Okay. So ideally, Dravyan Yoga would be the ideal, because Dravyan Yoga preaches us to practice the science of discrimination. Okay. So supposing you are worrying for some low grades that your daughter has got. Okay. Now, who can make you happy in that situation? Only that principle, that everything in this universe is going in perfect order. Just one statement. Everything is going on in perfect order. He's getting low grades is also in perfect order. Okay. That will relax you. Okay. Otherwise, you unnecessarily scold him, because at the end of the day, it is the eligibility of the child. Okay. It is not in her hand. You are unnecessarily blaming, scolding her. Okay. And when you scold, you are first of all manifesting passion in yourself. Okay. The other person will receive it according to his karmas, past karmas. But for you, you are unnecessarily manifesting. Now, there is a good way to encounter all kinds of worries. You have to understand the principle of sequence bound modification. That for every substance, the sequence of modification for all the 3 times, past, present, and future, is predestined. Okay. And each modification will appear in its right time. Okay. There is no way you could change that sequence. Okay. So by understanding this principle, you will be relaxed. Today she has got poor marks, but the next time she might get good marks. Okay. We look at Charnan Yoga. We have to apply 4 exposition in this. So Dravyan Yoga will say like this about the eligibility of the child and the eligibility of the moment, and that's all, Dravyan Yoga. Now from Charnan Yoga, you have to find ways to explain the lessons to her in a more, in a more practical manner, so that it does not become a burden to her. At the same time, she understands it properly and she is able to apply it. So you can support with stories, motivational stories, some kind of pep talk every day, and
So, sir,
take her
that
in.
is like householder duty.
Yeah, Charnan Yoga will say you Charnan Yoga will always tell you about the best practices you can do in a particular situation. So that is something you have to observe, okay, straightway. So this is Charnanyug. Now Karnanyug will say why she got low grades because of her past karmas. Okay, the rise of Jnana Varan Karma was there. That's why she could not answer it correctly. So the low grades. So
sir,
karma will give his own explanations. Okay. Now Pratman Yoga. In the past, those persons who get liberated, they also got poor marks in their school days. There was one Anjan Chor who got indulged in 7 vices, and in the same birth he got liberated. So the transformation is so fast that you need not worry. It is not the end of the world. Okay. So all this will help you to calm down in that situation. Okay.
Okay, sir. So that is like one situation.
Yes.
Like
In
worrying
every
about the
situation,
future.
in every situation you have to apply 4 anuyogs. In every situation you can apply nischay nahi, vyavhar nahi. In every situation you can apply 5 samvai. Okay. Collection of 5 causes. Okay. That you can apply every situations. You can apply 5 distinctive disposition. You know, पारिणामिक भाव, औदिक भाव, औपशमिक भाव, शायिक भाव, शायोपशमिक भाव. All these 5 can be applicable in any situation. Then you can apply 7 fundamentals in every situations. Okay. Then you can apply sequence bound modification in every situation. Then you can apply saptabhangi in every situation. Because if it is existing from some point of view, it is non-existent from some point of view. Okay. So all this, if you apply, you get a better knowledge of that situation, of that particular substance. And if one of the principles coming to your mind at that point of time will help you to get relaxed. You will not be worried at all because you know this is nothing.
Okay.
So all our understanding should be practical. You should apply. You should read at least 3 times and then you have to apply it in your day-to-day life. Now, supposing today we discussed about 4 exposition, the purpose. So you have to read it again and again to get that purpose embedded in your knowledge. So the next time you read a particular situation, you know this is from Pratman Yoga. So in Pratman Yoga, these kind of statements are quite okay. Okay. So all 3 expositions, maximum statements are from conventional point of view. Only in Dravyan Yoga, you discuss from real point of view. Okay. And that is how you practice the science of discrimination.
So sir, when we say निश्चय,
Yes.
निश्चय व्यवहार से, no, not निश्चय व्यवहार. From the
निश्चय नहीं and व्यवहार नहीं.
yeah, निश्चय नहीं, that is द्रव्य योग. Rest everything like व्यवहार is prathama, charuna, and karuna.
So 1 minute. निश्चय नहीं is Dravyani Yoga. It's not like that. In Dravyani Yoga, majority of the statements are from real point of view. In Charnan Yoga, Karnan Yoga, and Prathman Yoga, majority of the statements are from conventional point of view. Ram was the son of Bharat. Now, it is not Dravyan Yoga. It is Prathman Yoga and it is a conventional statement. One substance cannot be of another. That is Dravyan Yoga. But here we are not discussing that. Ram is the son of Dasrath. So these are all conventional statement. So you have to take it as it is. Okay. જ્યાં જ્યાં જે યોગ્ય છે ત્યાં ત્યાં સમજવું તે. Okay. So whatever is being said, it is being said from a certain perspective. You have to understand that certain perspective and then you will be able to understand that particular statement, the essence of that statement. And that's how you are able to take the decisions.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You just think over these lines, whatever principles 8-10 principles I told you about, you know, you go through those studies once again. And then you try to apply in one particular situation, the one that is bringing worry to you. And
So
if you are not,
so
if you are not
worry,
able to solve, you can come back again to me and we will discuss and I will show you that there is no point, there is no way that you have to worry in from any angles. Yeah, somebody else was saying something.
no, sir, it was me only. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
So just I was saying like worry is one aspect. एक होता है sir, like somebody said something and you meant to do something, but like
So
you know.
again, you apply 4 exposition there. Somebody said something, somebody abused you, okay? He is not the doer of the speech. He is a soul. He is also a God. He is Bhagwan Atma. He is not the doer of the speech. This is Dravyan Yoga, okay, from his perspective, okay. Now, from yourself, from your angle, Dravyan Yoga, I am only an observer, okay. Done. Then you apply Karnan Yoga, that because of my past karma, he or she is behaving like this with me. Even if she wants to misbehave with me, okay, she will not be able to do it if I have a rise of punya karma. And if it is a rise of pap karma, even your own sister, your own mother, your own father will tell you bad things. Because the karma is into play. They are also not the doer. So Karnan Yoga done, Dravyan Yoga done. Now Charnan Yoga. This is the icebreaker. From Charnan Yoga, you have to understand why he is abusing me, why she is abusing me, what fault I have done. Okay. So Charnani will tell you the fault, that you should have respected this, you have not done this, you have done insult in front of so many people, and that was in his mind. So he is just taking out the ire or vent, anger, whatever is there in his mind. Okay. The situation does not demand so much of scolding or abusing, but he's just coming out because he has stored everything there in that for so many days, and now it is all coming out. So Charnani will say where you had done the fault. And Charnani will also tell you what is the way going forward, whether you should say sorry or you should still continue the enmity. Okay. So the Charnani will say you so sorry to her and everything will be all right. The same one who abused you will be your best friend tomorrow. We never know. It all depends on our karmas. There are so many factors behind any action. So now it is Dravyan and Karnan Yoga. Anjana, for 22 years, 22,000 years, I suppose. Yeah, 22,000 years, she was without her husband. Her in-laws turned her out. Her mother, father also did not help her or gave shelter to her because she was pregnant. And in between, Hanumanji came for one day and he went back again. But these people, nobody knew about it. So these people doubted his character. Even her parents also did not keep him at his home. All these struggles and all things happened. And then finally the truth always prevails. And then it was all fine. But so much of struggle. Sita struggled. She has to go to jungle 3 times. So who have not encountered a problem in their life? Everyone. So this Pratmanyu will tell you. So now you are able to do a balance. You are not blaming the other person. You are not finding his fault. Okay. You are finding your own faults. You are improving upon yourself. And at the same time, Dravyanyuk says that nothing has happened. Only it's just a reflection on your knowledge. Nothing else. So you have to just enjoy. You have find ways to enjoy. So first, the objective is in your mind that I want to be happy in all situations. Objective established. Now we find means to get to that objective. And that means could be any of the 8, 10 principles. There are not many principles. I'm just going to write down 8, 10 principles for somebody. Okay. So they want just in short, they want 8, 10, 12 principles and the summary on that. So they have some program in their temple. So they want to write it. So just 8, 10 principles and your life changes. Nothing has happened. And you are always happy. Nobody will be able to make you feel miserable at any point of time. Now, this is the strength that we get by understanding these principles and applying it in our life.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So don't worry, if still the worries persist, we will discuss personally one-to-one, and we will analyze it further. And once it is analyzed, you will learn to analyze all other situations. Okay. Although I've given a hint right now, you can work on it and see
Yeah.
how what kind of result you get. You let me know.
Thank you, sir.
And you are
Very helpful.
always welcome. Whether we have class or not, you can call me personally. Absolutely no problem. Because I feel this is the time, this is an opportunity. For me, this is an opportunity, frankly speaking. And I have encountered so many of these problems in my life, and that only has motivated me to leave all the businesses and everything and just focus on this, because this is so interesting that I'm doing it full time, day in and day out. And since I retired in 2011, okay, at the age of 44, today I am 58. And it has been such a wonderful journey. And still I am not evolved, I'm still evolving. I'm still learning new things. I'm sharpening my knowledge. It's such deep.